I mean, one of the things changes do for us is that it makes us uneasy, right? It makes us uneasy because whatever neural pathway we've created before, whatever habits that we have before might not be working in this new environment or transition that's taking place. So we're getting to form new habits, we're getting to find new ways, to be comfortable with the changes around us, and that's where a con artist wants to come in and hopefully seemingly take our stress away, seemingly dictate that there's a better way or easy way to do things. There's a shortcut to things. But all it's trying to do in doing that is to gain mastery over us so as to be able to make us do things that we'll not normally do. Right. So in the time of change, you need to you have to be careful about what you do. You don't want to rush into anything. You want to think, and think again, before you take a step, and let it be a step that you decided to yourself, not one that someone, as it were, forced you to go along or witchcraft you to go along, right? Or manipulated you to go along, right? That's important. Human beings, Maria Konnikova says, human beings don't like to exist in a state of uncertainty or ambiguity. When something doesn't make sense, we want to supply the missing link. When we don't understand what or why or how something happened, we want to find explanation, right? And really, not everything needs to be understood. Not everything needs to be explained. You just if you don't understand, just work with what you understand. Just work with what you understand. When you try to force feed, is how people become lawful captives to other people, right? Uh, you don't have to understand everything, to take the next step. Just work with what you know, right? Won't be a victim of need to understand, because that's how people become swindled, because there'll be a con artist that will give you the answer that you're looking for, which is not necessarily the right answer. But since all you're looking for is an answer, it'll give it to you, right? So you have to be careful that your own craving does not become the keys to your prison, right? Your cravings don't become the keys to your prison, right? You need to control your craving, and be willing to patiently walk from where you are to where you need to be, doing whatever it is that you know to do. Make the best of it, right? So, and that's important. That comes also in the place of religion, because tries to uh religion tries to explain sometimes the things that cannot be explained. Whereas the word of God says that all the things that have been revealed to us, is for us and our children. And we're supposed to run with it, not be stuck looking for the things that have not been revealed to us. Right? When we walk with the things that are revealed to us, the things that are not revealed to us will be revealed to us of their own accord. Because faithfulness in the things that you know will open up the things that you don't know, right? In that spiritual time, you know. But the same thing, in life itself is not to be in a hurry, but to make the best of what's in your hands. As you do that, other things will be opened out to you. So human beings don't like to exist in a state of uncertainty and ambiguity. They rather choose the path of least resistance to a perceived certainty rather than do the job of waiting and walking the path forward. That's how people get swindled if you are always willing to take the easy path. The easy part is typically the part of being swindled, right? You treat easy part is not always the right part, right? If you're supposed to do something, count the cost. What is it that I want to get? Which side has it? Then begin to do it. Don't always look for which part is easier, because the easy part is not the right part, right? It's about paying. It's not always the right path. Ask the right questions and pick the path that fits what you're looking for, right? So, so something in us craves for easy way out. Something in us craves for safety rather than progress. Is a default of our brain. It's up to us not to follow that default. Which that's why we said we need to think through our way, have a time to think, so that we're not taking the default because it is easy. We're taking the default because it's the right, it's one that will get us to where we're going. Right is the way to go. So it's not about asking for the easy, it's about asking for the way, and be willing to pay the price for the way that we've chosen. Right. So all of this points towards being mentally tough, right? Not to be a easy, simple person. And if we read the book of Proverbs, we'll see the word simple coming out often. And that's just talking about a simple person is one that can be conned, that can be swindled, that can be 419, that can be mugged. The opposite to being simple-minded is to have a mental toughness, that you're not looking for the easy way. You're looking for the way, whatever that way is, whether it be easy or it be hard, but you're willing to do what it takes, do or go the path that it takes to get you to what you're looking for, right? So mental toughness is about choosing hard things intentionally or on purpose, right? It's about not compromising your way, your standard, but choosing the path that goes along with your standard, your way, what you're known for, your commitment, right? That's one of the ways we avoid being swindled as a victim. The more we build mental toughness, the more difficult it is, for us to be victims of the confidence game. Right? Important. And lastly, here for talking about the Mac, uh, cons thrive in times of transition. We said that, especially when it's going too fast for the Mac, to understand or grasp. So when things are happening and old ways of looking at the world is no longer works. The whole neural pathways, in our brain no longer works. People were forced to make changes and, and thus we are forced to create new neural pathways, new habits to cope with, the things that we have to do, right? Such is a fertile ground for the con actors, but mental toughness, being willing to do what it takes to get what we want is one of the ways we overcome that.